Potter's Journal. What's going on in the studio today? Okay, it's my 101 Jugs series. One of the ways for them all to be different, this is a all different series, is for the design and the patterns on them to be different. I've been studying Pennsylvania cobalt blue pieces and the array, that's actually one of mine there. I've been there, and there's one from the book. I've been studying old pieces, and here's a, yeah, you could probably an untrained artist. Huge amount of variation. I wasn't going to stick only with the Pennsylvania pieces, cobalt pieces, but yeah, wow. It just goes on and on, the variation. Some of them were very stylized, and some had a more loose and free look, and almost, yeah, maybe a Mediterranean feel to it with the brushwork. Some of the pattern repeated the whole way around, and I'm losing track of which ones are my interpretation now of pots I've seen, and which ones are more something close to what I saw in the book. Okay, let's see what we can do here today. Okay, in addition to all the patterns being different, this is the 101 series and they're all different, the sides can be different, and I'm working today with a 2-pound lump of clay. I don't know why I would pick jugs for first series, it being I'm only a year back, a year and a half, yeah, plus back now to turning pottery, and a closed-in form probably being one of the more difficult forms to make. I've been doing a lot of bowls and low-wide things and dinnerware sets, you know, also low and wide. I did a huge series of pie plates, at least for me, as a, you know, part-time. I don't do this full-time year-round, but I did roughly about 40 pie plates that closed-in, narrow-necked, closed-in form being one of the more difficult. I probably should have thrown something else in to break it up, or to work up to this. But I just, I decided to throw myself into this, and I think it was because I don't like them, and I wanted maybe to do a series of 100 and some pots again, and once I did have some skill level built up, do a series of something I thought I'd really like and enjoy doing, so. Okay, there's the backward thinking and logic behind some of the 101 jugs. Okay, and I'm going to do 5 of these. Part of the exploration thing was supposed to be for each of them to be different. I somehow have fallen into, yeah, a production potter habit of them being very much the same, but this is the second go-round on the 2-pound size, and okay, and it's difficult. I was doing fine here. Collaring and narrowing something in is somewhat difficult, and while I wasn't thinking about it, I was doing fine, and then I thought about it, and that threw me off a bit. So as this gets pushed in, and I wish I could get a finger around to support and hold the inner part of the lip. I guess maybe I am doing that. But as you push in, it compacts the clay, so it then needs to be thinned out. And this part right here, you have to be careful not to get it too thin. This is not a tutorial. I am just figuring this out, as I think I said before, as I go along. But I've seen a couple so-called tutorials where, yeah, the potter didn't seem to have that great a skill level, so I won't pretend. Okay, and I guess I'm taking it small enough to possibly put a cork in there, although I don't like to do that. Okay, and when you collar these things, this is one time when you do have to trim off uneven parts of the top that, you know, on a bowl you shouldn't have to do that, but on a collared in thing. And then if you just round it off, it's going to be difficult because it's narrow on this side and thick on that side. So I've come, and just same way you would trim the bottom of a pot, I've been trimming off and rounding by trimming off on the thick side like that, and that's giving me an even top that then just can be rounded off. And I've been doing, okay, short, stout spouts. I initially intended on them all being different and exploring. But I do have a plan for them all to be different, that I'll do some glaze layering thing. I'll do the Pennsylvania Cobalt. I do want to do some banks. And that maybe once we get in, you know what I didn't do? I don't think or did I get the bottom? Okay, I will sometimes, okay, cut in here like this, and then, because I don't want to trim these later, cut or scrape off the side, and that gives us a more, bulb dot shape. And then I'll cut into the bottom here again. Okay. Alright. So each one will be different somehow in the end. Okay. Okay, so one more of the 101 Jugs series, 2 pounds. The first time around, as I said, it wasn't easy, but yeah, maybe I'll make it to 101. Okay, stop back and see if we can do it. This is the one that got it started, the one we found in the old kiln shed truck body. Was that last year? Yeah, okay, stop back.